Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And I have the camera on my new mount set up. Hopefully this fixes a lot of the problems we were having until I buy a real camera. I'm still using my phone. This is a mat from the Dollar Tree. It was $3. I'm going to use both sides of it ultimately, but right now I'm going to make a cave terrain. And the back of this mat already has a kind of a stone texture to it that's going to be super useful for what I'm trying to do. So what we want to do is we want to create a base coat and change the color of this up. I had a tube of Dollar Tree paint. I don't know where it is. We put the new workbench in today, and the new workbench is a lot bigger than the old one. We had to move a lot of stuff around and just didn't get it all done. I mean, we had so much time to get it done with a few people that we had to work. Also, I don't know where any of my stuff is, like my mixing cups or anything, because when someone else helps you move stuff, yeah, it's all gone. I can't find anything. All right, let's see here. All right, give me 1 second. I thought I had everything ready and I didn't, because I can't find a mixing cup. Here, we'll use this plastic bowl. And what we're going to put in this plastic bowl is a little bit of water. The water's nasty from sawdust and everything else. I haven't put new water. We're going to put some brown paint. We're going to put some yellow paint. And we're going to put some beige paint. I'm using khaki. And I'm going to put a little Mod Podge in it to make sure it all seals. And I just bought some new Mod Podge yesterday, but I couldn't tell you where that is. We're going to use this. All right, good. I hung a paintbrush up just to do this with. The new bench is pretty big compared to the old one, and we also put a new pegboard up because my old pegboard was ruined, and a frame, and then I have an all new light. I have a 4-piece light fixture now. It's way brighter. It's 10,000 lumens. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Let me get a piece of something to put this in so I don't make a mess when I mix it. All right, that's way too light. We're going to need some more dark brown. Or some black. I'm just going to use this dark brown. It should be good. So I paid $3 for this mat, and I'm going to do a battle mat on each side. So we're going to get our money's worth one way or the other. I've decided. All right, let's set that off to the side. And then I'm going to use this paintbrush, and I'm just going to get it all kind of covered. And remember, if you're using it as negative space or as the fill between walls, you want this to kind of somewhat work with whatever theme you're doing. So if you haven't been painting all your cave stuff with the same color theme I have, this might not be ideal for you. Man, I'm making a big mess already. And I threw away all the little pieces of old fabric and the 500 pieces I've painted on 1,000 times cardboard and all that today. And it was kind of heartbreaking because my best friend was here and he pretty much said, hey, you know, if you use a piece of cardboard again once or twice, you've done your part with it. He said I was getting out of control, saving them in a stack to reuse. And maybe he's right. Or maybe he's wrong. I don't know. It's not that I try to be extreme about recycling. It's just that I have boxes upon boxes full of cardboard. And I keep using the same shit all the time, pretty much. Every once in a while, I cut a new couple clean pieces, and then I don't throw them in the garbage. I set them in a stack. And we took old rags that I was saving and reusing, and we took cardboard that I've been saving, and we filled up 2 garbage bags. And it looked like an awful lot of garbage at once, and it made me feel really guilty. You know, I try to be environmentally conscious. I'm not perfect. Obviously, I'm not. I use paper products and stuff that I could easily use something that's washable and reusable all the time. I am by no means perfect in any measure, but I make an effort, and I don't realize what too far is. For example, with like the giant stack of cardboard and rags. Well, they were 2 different stacks. We couldn't even get around in here to build the new workbench. I say build it. We went to a place in, I can't remember what it's called, Edgewood, PA. Like, it's part of Pittsburgh, but like on the side away from West Virginia. And we went to this place called Construction Junction and bought used cabinets and a used countertop. And all said and done with the pegboard, the real lumber I bought, the used stuff I bought, and the lights and everything, all of it, in the new miniature sorting drawers I bought, and the new, all the separation things, everything I bought to organize the shop and upgrade it was less than $300. I put myself a budget of $300. I literally just worked $300 of overtime extra on top of what I normally work in overtime just to upgrade my shop. And I wanted to do it with as much used material as I could. That was one of the, you know, even though he told me how easy it would be just to buy the stuff and do it, I wanted to use stuff as much as possible. And we did, and actually saved a ton of money. So when we were talking about what I wanted to do in the shop here initially, and we were talking about doing all new, we were talking somewhere around $3,700 is what we had been talking about, because I have shelves in here, and instead of fixing those shelves up and cleaning them and everything, we were just gonna buy new wood and put new shelves in. We were gonna build a workbench with a marble top. There was like a lot of ideas going around about how to upgrade the shop. And then when I was sitting there, I was actually happy with it. I'm thinking to myself, how much am I throwing away that's never going to be used again? Because my workbench was so bad, it was falling apart. No one was ever going to use it. That was off the table. And the shelves, the wood on them is a little bowed in some spots and everything, but clean them up and straighten them up a little bit. Nail some 2x underneath some of the weaker spots. Clean that up. And guess what? Not that bad. So we went from, well, basically $3,200 to $3,700 really, depending on how we were going to do certain things, down to under $300. And the only thing I didn't buy, but will still be under budget when I do, is for the pegboards. My pegboard is the whole back wall here now instead of a little pegboard that I had on my old workbench backsplash. So it's actually pretty great. Now you see this is a little bowed up on the edges and corners. I can't actually see the camera because it's too high up. I made a new rig today. Hold on, I need a drink. So that should be good for now. The big thing was I have every desire in the world to recycle. I'm not good at it, and I don't agree with a lot of the way we do our recycling. A lot of it is lies. You might live in a city where they charge you to recycle, and it all goes to the dump in the end. They might even send out a separate truck to pick it up in special drums. It still goes to the same place. It's crazy. It happens everywhere I see it. Well, that's the world we live in now, and it's crazy. So this is just water and that darker paint. And I'm just kind of getting that. And rubbing that in. And creating some different color here and there. And I don't care if a little bit of black showing through, it won't kill me. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to that. I'm gonna get my brush wet. There we go. Make a grayish color there. I'm gonna come around and just make some different swaps around. Okay. Then I'm gonna get something lighter. I'm gonna get some of that yellow and some of that beige. Where's that beige? This is that territorial beige. All right, once you get to this point, you're going to have a good enough mix to do whatever you need to do from that point on. So stop with that. And then get, hold on, I need scissors. I have a ton of drawers on my workbench now, so I don't know where everything is yet. Since it's a countertop, I have both sides are the triple drawer sides. They don't match. So then you want to get something like this that has the fuzz. And you want to flip it inside out. Kind of do this. And get rid of your paintbrush lines and stuff. Dab it around, hit those colors. Like this would be like the inside of a sweatshirt, you know? How it has like that kind of fuzzy. Don't use a brand new sweatshirt. Because you'll ruin it and you won't be able to wear it. And also, that's not why I said that. But don't use a new sweatshirt. Use an older one that's been washed a bunch of times. And the reason is because this fuzz won't come off. Okay? Let me get up on my tippy toes and see if I can see into the camera. Okay, good. That looks like it's going to be good. Let's dry that off some. Dry as I'm going to get it right now because I am impatient. But anyways, this will dry nicely and it will flatten out because once you flip it over and let it sit, it will actually flatten out. The reason this is curved is because I had it sitting this side down on a round like bar stool that I have for my desk when I had my old workbench, and it's back behind me and I never really sit on it. I just use it to put shit on all the time. But yeah, so this will be a good looking floor. You can hit it with a clear coat when it's dry if you want to. It does have texture from the natural, from that rubber. And some of the dark is showing through, but it's just variation and it's interesting and different, right? So it doesn't look like any of this is a pattern of any kind. It just looks kind of natural and crazy. and it'll do what you need it to. And it was a quick and easy project. I bet you we're only at like 10, 15 minutes. Well, probably 15 minutes. Easy. 15 minutes and 10 seconds. So, I mean, it wasn't a hard project. Dry time's your ass kicker on this one. And then clear coating and letting that dry. Or if you want to use a hot air gun like I use, magic item. I got to kind of pick and choose what videos I'm going to make for the next few days because I have to work and stuff. And my brother's having a baby. And I don't have a paint booth anymore. Today we destroyed the paint booth. The fan for the paint booth was shot. I have a regular like oscillating fan. You can't really use that for a paint booth. You needed like certain kinds of fans. So I don't have one at the moment. It's shot. It like fell apart as it was being moved. So I can't spray paint until I build a new booth. And building a spray paint booth, it requires like some certain criteria so that it's good and that it actually filters the air, and you know, it takes some thinking. And I need to think I want to build a new one because the area I have to work with is much bigger now. Also, I'm going to be adding some new stuff to the channel here soon. I always do everything the cheapest way possible, and I do like that. But as I watch other people's channels, they use the techniques that I use to do stuff a lot for myself. That's not the cheapest way. So I think I'm going to start doing some videos that are not the cheapest way to do business. Because I always feel guilty when I'm using speed paints and stuff. I think they're $4 or $6 a little tube for each little tube. I don't know. I don't really look. I just get what I want. And I always feel bad because I'm like, well, people can't afford that. People can't afford that. I shouldn't make videos like that, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's what it is. And I'd like to start doing more of just everything I like to do and every way I like to do stuff instead of just always trying to do everything the cheapest way. So, you know, I'm going to be setting up on 2 more camera rigs in here. One to go with the foam cutter and one to go with the printer. Well, the printer's in the other room, but I'm going to be moving it in here, I think. And there was a request for me to do a start to finish, you know, getting a mini, putting it on a plate, printing it, cleaning it, taking the supports off of it, priming it and painting it till it's finished. Somebody requested me to do that. And it would have to be a whole series of videos because I don't edit. But I'd like to do something like that for you guys. If people want to see it, I'll do it. And I just got to think of some creative ways. Like my printer has a red plastic cover. Let me show you. Oh, I can't get to it. My old printer's in here. It has like a yellow plastic cover. But I want to show you, it's like a big plastic square that you can't really see through. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out how to deal with. It won't print unless the cover's on, I don't believe. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with my new setup. And once I get it all done, it's going to be amazing. I am working on a light booth. One of my newer subscribers, him and his son, have an amazing YouTube channel. It is called Chimera War Gaming. And he showed me some ideas of how his paint stuff set up for what he does for his paint, for his photos. And I really liked it. And I decided I wanted to have a booth like in my like cubicle type storage area that is made just for that. And it wasn't in the budget for this project. This project was actually just to sort miniatures and get a new workbench going, because the other one, it was rocking so bad. This one doesn't move at all. I mean, I can lift the front a little bit, I guess, but it's bolted directly to the wall. I mean, I could lay on this and sleep if I wanted to. I don't. So anyways, and it's really cheap to do this kind of stuff if you know the right places to go and you can get the right resources. You know somebody that's tearing out an old kitchen. You know, you don't have to be rich to have nice stuff, and you don't have to be poor to fucking suffer. Excuse my French. So I just want you guys to know, you know, I will be proud to show you my workshop when I'm done. I really will, because even though I tried to use recycled things as much as possible, and I didn't spend a lot of money, I think that my best friend and I got creative, and we made shit work. We really did, and you can do it too. It is not rocket science. All you need to do is know how to use a level, know how to use a tape measure, know how to use a skill saw. I didn't do any routing. I didn't do any edging. I didn't do any trim work. I did it all very budget with very inexpensive materials. Probably the most expensive singular thing I bought for one item through all this was the shelf above me. And the only reason it was so expensive is because it was pre-cut to the exact size I needed. And it was like a better quality of wood that was like finished real nice and stuff. And I was like, I have no way to get this in my car. And the guy we had asked to cut the pegboard at Lowe's had cut it wrong. And so the 4 slices of pegboard that were from a 4x8 sheet of pegboard were all different. and we didn't want to ask him to cut a nice board and hope to get like usable planks out of it. So I bought like a wrapped up in plastic one that was like $30, and I think it was the most expensive thing that I bought for all of it. The light I got for $20 at Harbor Freight. The pegboard was $10, and it was for a 4x8 sheet, so I still have more. I'm going to set these up in my boys' crafting room too. The phone rig I already had. I just used a piece of 2x4 and some other stuff to rig a thing to have it come out over the desk better than my old situation was. And the brackets for the shelf, I think there's 4 pieces, but it's 2 brackets. And I think that was like $20 for all that. And then I used an old it's for like the inside of a closet, like a pantry. I used like an old pantry organizer that someone threw away a long time ago. And I kind of blew the spider webs off it somewhat. And I used it to sort all my flock and everything. And then, yeah, a lot of this is used. Honestly, I didn't buy a whole lot in the way of new. So I can't really complain. And when I say I spent under $300, that's including gas and breakfast. So, I mean, it was like really, it was more like if you take away the gas for the drive and the breakfast that we bought, I think I spent about $240 for everything. And I have a lot here. And I have sorting bins, and that's including the 12 $5 sorting bins I bought. And that actually includes some of the crafting materials I bought yesterday. So really, I was probably under $200 for this whole project. And when you see it, you're going to be like, holy shit, Doom, how did your ghetto ass get this? Because I'm not a carpenter. You're going to be like, how did your ghetto ass get this done? But I'll tell you how. I called my best friend. And I'll tell you what, if you have someone you love to spend time with, and they have at least a little bit of know-how, and they can help you carry some cabinet pieces and some countertop, you can do it too. So anyways, this has been Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. This is a super easy, super inexpensive, very reliable, good battle mat for caves and caverns. This is obviously for the Cavern of Bachoran, which I lost my paper where I write all my notes about stuff. It's somewhere in one of these piles, but it's still back. The Caverns of Bachoran, I remember that. And you can have something too. And it's going to be nice. And when it dries, you won't see the dark shining through as much as it dries either. Because right now it's reflective and this light is super bright. But and it is like blinding me a little bit when I look up. So anyways, thanks for watching. I forgot about this. I haven't used it in a long time. Look at this. Look what I found today. I was using this to split wood earlier to make shims. So anyways, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon. All the happy, crappy, leave comments, all the stuff that helps the channel grow. All the stuff the algorithm gods love. And do that stuff. Come to the website and buy some miniatures. If you can't, no judgment. We've all been there. And after my $300 budget for upgrading the shop, I'm there again. Can't even afford to buy miniatures. But I can't even speak English now. It's been a long day. Come to the website, buy miniatures if you can't, no judgment. There we go. And come to the Discord. Links will be in the description for all that stuff. You can join us there, play video games, hang out. I'm in the Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment. I just started playing it again. It's a super fun game. I downloaded about 15 mods. So far, they seem okay. I have one where you can be a goblin, but you're stuck being naked. I don't want to be a naked goblin. That's not okay for me. Then I have one that adds 3 more types of beards or something like that. I didn't notice the extra beards. Maybe I didn't know how to turn it on or something. And then some other ones where you can get like more levels and stuff, which I just started again. So, but anyways, if you guys are interested in playing games or doing some RP online, I will try to make myself available to run some games. It's hard. I try in the mornings, but I can't get those to work. But predominantly in the afternoons and on Saturday nights, I can try to run games for people if you're interested. So I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.